First thing I'm going to ask you guys, who has $1 in their wallet right now? If you do, get it out. All right, and come up here. I got some money for you. So we're going to do a little marketing right now. Yeah, who wants to make some money? All right, here. So $1. Okay, so I'll give you 2.
This is a good deal.
Okay.
This is how you double buddy.
There you go. I'm going to keep going until I'm done, so you guys want to keep, who would keep, you guys can keep trading me. Like, yeah, you just keep going. Like, there's no stopping here.
There you go.
All right, there you go. No, that works. It's all good. Hey, this is what I ended up with. All right, so anyway. Well, I'll trade you $2,020 for the 50. But anyway, it's got Donald Trump's face on it. So anyway. Oh, thank you. All right, so I still ended up with $1. Okay, so thank you guys for participating. It's just awesome to be able to be in the room with such great minds, great marketing minds, and I've been able to work with some people, and the goal is to break even or make a profit when you're running ads, right? How many of you guys are with me on that? Like, you want to if you break even, then you can upsell and get them into other services, and you're getting more exposure for free, basically, if you're breaking even. But if you can get a positive return, it's really, really exciting, right? So that's why we're here. We're here to learn from people, and I'm going to share with you guys some of my secrets right now, and some of the best stuff that I've been able to do over the last, several years. And this is what you're going to get right now with the time that we have here today. Is my biggest secrets to finally understand your numbers. And thank you, Daryl, for that one. He helped me a lot with this presentation, so I just want to give him a huge shout out. And he's awesome. How many of you guys know Daryl? Daryl Hill. Awesome. So yeah, he's the reason why I'm here. He invited me, told Jason about me, and I'm really blessed and honored to be able to share with you guys what I've been working on for the last 8 years of my life, okay? And I work all the time. I mean, Sunday, whatever, I'm here. Like, this is what I do. And then also how to set up a dashboard that could run everything. Who's with me on that one? To be able to, if you had one dashboard where you can just log in, you don't have to log into 100 softwares, you could log into one thing, and you could be able to manage and run your whole thing. How many of you would save a lot of time to do that? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Yeah, save some money. There we go. You guys, who made a little bit of money today right now in the last couple of minutes with me? Okay, that's like 3 or 4 people. Awesome. All right, so this book that I read that I'm going to show you guys, it changed my life. And, I didn't even know what an entrepreneur was until I read this book. Okay, and I think I flashed it up on the screen already on accident, but this book literally teaches you about money and creating assets, and that's the reason why I'm here today, okay? Because I didn't want to just go work for somebody else and make them more rich and do what I don't love every day and look at the clock. I don't look at the clock. I'm actually trying to slow time down. Who's with me on that one? Okay, so I read this book, and it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How many of you have read that? Okay, and if you haven't, definitely check it out. My friend Sharon Lecter, we talked yesterday, and she is somebody that I know now. She sold 35 million copies of this book, and it changed a lot of people's lives. I'm one of them, okay? So I started off very, very humbly, okay? I wanted to play basketball. That was my thing. I wanted to be the next Michael Jordan. All right, how many of you are athletes in here? I know he had people raise their hand. There was a lot of athletes yesterday. All right, so I played football, baseball, basketball, and soccer growing up. That's all I did. My dad got me into sports, and I was super, super excited about that. But I hurt my knee, and I had to figure something else out. But then guess what? I realized that my mind is more powerful than my body. And what we can do with our minds, and that's why we're here. We're exercising our minds. I don't see people running sprints right now, side to side. I see them running sprints here to get better. You guys with me on that? All right, I understood that concept, and I went all in. Even though I was $120,000 in debt, I was living with my dad. I was 27 years old, and my dad, he wasn't very negative. He was very negative. He wasn't positive on what I was doing. Okay, and for me, it kind of reminded me of the poor dad in the book. And I saw that, and I was like, I love my dad to death, but I didn't want to follow in his footsteps. And I didn't necessarily want to be like him. But I started out, I was doing network marketing, and I made $1,600 in my first year and a half. And that doesn't even get you gas money to get to the hotel meetings. So $1,600 in a year and a half. And I was working at a restaurant. I was waiting tables, and I absolutely hated it. But I knew I was going to figure something out eventually. And what I realized during that time is I realized that I didn't have a network, and I didn't know how to network. I had 30 names and numbers in my cell phone, and I didn't know how to do marketing. So one day I went online, and I was Googling how much money do the top earners in my company actually make, and I realized that people were doing ads on the side of Google about my company and how to build their business. So I click on an ad. It was got this guy, Jonathan Budd, who lives in San Diego too. I'm from San Diego, so I related to him. And I was like, wow, if he's building an email list up to 100,000 people from Google ads like this and making a profit, this is like really intriguing. I could see myself doing something like this. But then I tried to shoot videos, and I realized how difficult it was. And I couldn't really get it going because it was harder, and I didn't have any money to invest in ads, and it wasn't very easy, So, but I said, you know what? I'm going to learn how to build websites. I went on YouTube, and I learned how to build websites from 13-year-old kids on YouTube, okay? And my dad was still riding me a lot. He was saying, Jesse, have you made any money yet? One day he walked in the room. He's like, what are you doing in here, man? You haven't eaten, you're not sleeping, you're not even showering anymore. Look at you, you're a loser. You're a bum. You're not working out anymore, you're not doing anything with your life. You know what? I'm going to put my foot down right now. And I want you to go out there tomorrow and get a job like a normal person and stop being a third-class citizen, because that's what you are right now. That's what he told me. You need to be a first or a second-class citizen like me and go out there and get a real job. And I said, you know what? I was sitting in my chair, not very confident, but then the basketball side of me came out, and I said, you know what, Dad? I'm gonna prove to you that I can do this. I'm actually gonna move out right now. I packed up all my stuff right then and there, and I went to go sleep on my buddy's couch because I knew I didn't want to be like him, and I told him, it doesn't matter where you start, Dad, in life, it matters where you finish. So I moved out, and that was that. And then I started, building websites for people, because now I'm putting myself out there. Now I told my dad what I was going to do, and to be honest, I didn't know if I could really do it. But I'm sleeping on my buddy's couch, and I got a call from this guy, okay, that I was networking with when I was in college. And he said, I heard you can do websites. I want to check them out. And I said, yeah, I've been building some websites for some of my friends. And, he's like, can you come down to my office? I want to see what you can do. I want to look at your stuff. So I went down to his office, and I showed him my site, the sites that I was building, my portfolio for my friends. And he said, my buddy just bought a website for $20,000 for his nightclub, and I honestly like your websites that you've been building better than his. And all I was doing was buying themes off of ThemeForest, building them up, and making them look really good with Photoshop and stuff. And I didn't know a lot about websites, but he ended up giving me $2,000 each for 5 websites for a total of $10,000, okay? So then I started really building websites for other clients. He started giving me referrals. I started going on Facebook and showing people, I did this website for this nightclub in San Diego and this restaurant. I started getting some pretty big accounts, and I realized that I could build a business out of building websites. But then my clients, they had websites, but now what? They're like, Jesse, this website is really pretty. It looks great. You did a great job on it. But how can I use this to make money? Because that's what they thought they were going to get. When they built a website, they thought money was just going to fly in, just automatically, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. So I told them, you need to get some customers. They're like, well, how do I do that? Well, we started going to seminars. I went to Traffic and Conversion Summit and other seminars, and I started learning search engine optimization, and I learned a strategy with Google+, where I could start managing people's Google+ accounts just like a Facebook account where you put posts and you get people to like it and comment and get engagement and get some shares and do that. And nobody was doing that. And you could link it to Google Places and their website and their YouTube channel and link it all together. And by doing the Google Plus thing, I was able to rank people on like 7 out of 10 spots organically on Google. And that was like my big strategy that I was doing. So people were paying me like $500 to a couple thousand a month to manage this like Google Plus. And then I started throwing in a little bit of Google ads. So I was tracking Google ads with a call button. So they were getting phone calls, and I was getting like 100, 200 calls to a pizza shop or a taco shop, where now they have all these rankings on Google. They're getting calls. And then we started doing Facebook, okay? Because Facebook started taking off as like the platform of the future. And I learned this strategy on Facebook that was super awesome. I formed my digital marketing agency, and we started hiring contractors and copywriters and helping people with other aspects of their marketing. But I didn't really know my numbers that well. That was one of the big things. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just some kid that was just living with their dad. I wasn't like an accountant or all this stuff and like a business owner and, a seasoned entrepreneur. I just didn't really know what I was doing. And, I had to learn the hard way, okay? So I'm going to tell you my full story today, okay, of my business in the last 8 years, the ups and downs. And because I didn't know my numbers and I didn't have a dashboard and something to really help me understand what was going on, it really put me in, ups and downs. So I'm going to share that with you today. But I did get really, really good at Facebook. I learned a strategy to build fan pages and huge engagement and get penny clicks on ads. And there was the loophole. I was using a software to be able to target people for really cheap and run an ad and get people to a landing page and not get shut down. I got really good at compliance, and I never got a Facebook account shut down. And some people are like, well, then you weren't doing marketing right because you didn't get shut down. I had in the heyday of what I had a $500,000 ad credit, and I had the best reps you could ever think of, and I talked to them constantly about how to optimize pages and not get shut down. I was really big on compliance, ethics, and all that kind of stuff. So I got a call from this guy, and it was Brendan Burchard. I had no clue who this guy was. He calls me up on the phone. He's like, Jesse, how did you get 50,000 fans on my buddy's fan page in less than 2 weeks? Because, I'm going to show you guys in a second the video of him saying it. But, yeah, it was crazy. I asked Brendan to send $5,000 to build his fan page. He's like, I'm spending $5,000 in like half a day. Like, how is that going to get us anywhere? So he sent $25,000 to my PayPal account. It's the most money I ever saw to that point. Changed my life. And then he went all in with us, and we got him from 100,000 followers to 5 million in a couple years. We actually got him a really good conversion on the dollar game that we just did. It was like a 2-for-1 that we just did when we started out. But for every dollar that he was putting in, he was getting 25 back. And he was spending like $300,000 a month, okay? So it was pretty significant to where he could just really scale up his ads, his reach, and that's just kind of when he just took off, okay? Because I didn't know who he was, and none of my friends or marketing people, they're like, yeah, I know who he is, but he's just coming up, okay? This was like in 2011-ish, okay? So if you could trade, instead of $2 for $1, if you could do 25 and do it at that kind of scale, who would do that all day, okay? So, yeah, I don't know anybody that wouldn't raise their hand on that. And if you have done that before and it wasn't sustainable for years at a time, well, we're going to talk about how to overcome that today, okay? So that's what happened with Brendan. I mean, it was crazy. And the key to it was he just wanted to get to 1 million followers. Like, that was it. Like, how do we get to 1 million followers? But they have to be engaged. And they have to be real and all that stuff. So we were running like ads. Okay, we were running like ads to his content. They were liking it, and then we just kept giving them more content. So once they like it, and now pretty soon they're in, and then they're buying a book. Okay, so the like ad strategy was good as long as then we're boosting posts to the people that like it. That way that they can really become a follower, and then they can go and then buy a product that was cheap, like a free plus shipping offer on a book. Okay, so it helped him scale to doing over 25 million in a year online. Okay, but the metric that I'm showing here is his reach was at 25 million a week for like over 4 years. Okay, so that was huge. It wasn't just about getting 1 million followers, it's about the reaching 25 million people that he wasn't reaching before every single week. And at the height of it, it was over 75 million, okay? So it was anywhere from 25 to 75 million for like over 3 years, okay? So that was huge. And at that point, I was on the top of the world. I could do whatever I wanted to do. Everything was great. I was able to speak at Brendan's event. He interviewed me. I'd never spoke before. I was shaking back there. I didn't know what I was doing, but it went well because everybody signed up for my product. And I spoke at Shalene Johnson's event. That was awesome as well. After I helped her, and then James Malinchak's event, I did my first Speak to Sell, and that was amazing during the biggest launch that I ever did. And then I spoke at Les Brown and Les Brown's son. I got to hang out with them and speak at their event. So that was awesome. And then I started traveling the world. I spoke in Spain. I went to the Real Madrid game. I spoke in England. I started being an international speaker and moving around and doing stuff and networking. And I thought, most people in this space, they're just going to stay local, but I want to go global. So I was like thinking big and like, how can I do this? I got to go spend time with my family and just live it up. I was in countries all over the place. I was in probably like 10 countries in a year and a half, and just going and doing my thing. And it was awesome. I went to Italy. I actually did a live event in Italy for about 200 people that all spoke Italian. They had translators in the back. So that was an interesting experience. I did a few events of my own in San Diego, and then I went to Italy and did an event. So I was like, I'm blowing up. This is great. But then the market changed with Facebook. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay? Like Mark Zuckerberg went on the news and said we're going to make some changes, right? So that affected me because I didn't know about numbers. I wasn't managing things properly, but I was blowing up. Everything was great. But I didn't really pay attention to what I needed to do and position myself that if this happened, Facebook I don't own, if it changes, what am I going to do? But I wasn't prepared for that, and I didn't see that coming. I didn't think that would happen. I'm like, Facebook is not going anywhere. They're like, they could buy a whole continent. That's what I thought. So I'm going to tell you guys right now about my $500,000 lesson. Okay? So I told you about my ad credit. I had a $500,000 ad credit. So I had a client in the UK, and we helped him do a launch. He spent about $200,000 on ads, and he was paying us $30,000 a month. And he said, I want to be your biggest client, bigger than Brendan Burchard. And, we helped him get viral videos, get millions of followers, do the whole system that we do, build funnels. And we helped him generate 50,000 opt-ins in like 2 months. But he didn't want to make an upsell. There was no like value chain in his process. He's like, no, I just want to sell this. I'm not going to do events. I'm not going to do anything. So anyway, he figured out that we used our account. I used my Facebook ad credit to house his ads. So I ended up not getting back what I spent on ads, and I lost my credit because I lost credibility with Facebook. They give you 90 days to pay back that, which I maintained for, over 4 years. But then now it was past the threshold. We're going to shut down your account. And then I ended up losing $150,000, okay, because the client didn't want to pay me. And there's nothing I could do. I didn't have enough money to go sue him or do anything like that. Actually, he was threatening to sue me because of what happened. But basically, the Facebook bubble burst. I wasn't prepared financially. I didn't have the tools I needed. I didn't have the dashboard I needed. And a lot of my other clients quit, so I didn't know what I was going to do. And, everything's great when it's raining money. Everything's great, And then when it's not great, it's horrible. It's PTSD horrible. Like Daryl came into my life and started talking about PTSD like in business, and I'm like, how did you know? I'm like, how did you know? I mean, it was like a nightmare for like 3 years. I thought I was going to go bankrupt because I don't even know how I survived. I had to come up with a whole bunch of new stuff. And then I found out the hard way who my real friends were. And he's one of my good friends because he's like there to support no matter what, And there was a lot of people that were like running the other way because I wasn't hot anymore. I wasn't going to get them to their next, Brendan Burchard or whatever. A lot of people came to me, like they weren't coming to me for authentic reasons. They were coming to me for selfish reasons. And I figured out that. And I need to figure out a system that still worked. Okay, I had to figure something out pretty quick. I didn't have time, I got to pay bills and survive. And, luckily I had money saved up from before and, that helped. But how many of you guys have driven a car and you have a dashboard in front of you, say you're taking a road trip. You're going to go from here to San Diego in a car. And you need a nice dashboard to know how much gas you have, what direction you're going. What if you didn't have a dashboard? Okay? Would you go on that trip? Probably not, right? I wouldn't. If you don't know where you're going, what are you going to just guess? Just ask people at the gas station? You might, run into the wrong person. So what if you didn't have that? Well, I knew I needed to create a business dashboard. That's what I knew I needed. And I didn't really know how to do it, but I created 11 things I'm going to share with you guys today that I found that I do for all my clients, okay? So everybody that I work with now, I make sure they have this. I make sure we manage this properly. I make sure that all these things are checking the boxes and that we're using project management software to track everything and make sure that all the deliverables and scope of work are actually being done properly and, not just winging it anymore. We're just Brendan Burchard's guys, so everything's going to be great. No, we created a system where we do these 11 things for everybody, and there's a lot of pieces and a lot of details about these 11 things, and who wants to learn how to manage these 11 things and do this, okay? All right, so we're going to go through that, and, I'm going to share, I had a really good case study. Does anybody know who this is up here? Nobody? Okay, so she's big in personal growth and in Europe and in other places, and, she kind of went all in with us and was the first case study that we had for building this kind of dashboard. So I'm going to just play this really quick. It's pretty short.
Hi, I'm Sonia Choquette. I just want to share that I used to be extremely frustrated because there was this void in terms of using Facebook to get my message out, and it just didn't work, and I was never successful, and I didn't know what to do until I met Jesse Doubek and his team. With their help, my experience on Facebook has completely exploded in a positive way, and he's absolutely helped me almost a quarter of my time. It's just been a great, great experience. It's a miracle, really. Jesse's the best.
All right, so we helped her with this simple funnel right here that I'm going to share with you, which we were sending people to a mini course, and then from there we were getting them on an automated webinar, and then we had a one-click upsell, and then a one-click downsell, and then we were getting them on the phone so she could sell the high-ticket offers. Okay, so we were able to scale this out, and the key was we had more offers than just one. Okay, we didn't just have one, we had like about 10, and she's written 24 books. She has 2 New York Times best-selling books. I mean, she's got 20 online courses. So there was a lot of ways that we could upsell, downsell, and cross-sell people with her funnel. And she had a 7x ROI right out of the gate, and that got all the way up to a 20x ROI, okay? So then we actually built some other funnels, but we were still seeing a problem here. We couldn't really, as my agency, and there was just still a void here that we needed to fix, and that was that, it costs so much money to run and do this. Sonia gave us $30,000 a funnel, and she gave us $30,000. Actually, she built 4 funnels with us, $120,000 just for the funnel, just all the copywriting and setting everything up, not paying for Facebook ads, not paying for social media management. Those were other fees. So the cost was still just so high. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? It's expensive online to market, you know? So you got all these costs up front, and then you got costs while you're doing it, then you still need to make a profit. Like, where are you going to make money, you know? Like, so that's what we were seeing. Okay, she wanted 3 more funnels. She gave us $120K for traffic and sales processes. And it was just getting super crowded online. Okay, Facebook was getting more expensive. It was harder to figure out how to market. Everything was just getting more and more crowded. So I came up with an idea that everybody out there could afford. Okay, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. And not just my high-end clients that are paying $10,000 a month plus. I mean, they're making $100,000 a month, or they wouldn't be paying that for 2 years at a time. And here's a couple of testimonials I'm going to share with you guys from some of people that are just getting started. Here's Kevin Ward. He was doing a 15x ROI right out of the gate when he started working with us on his automated funnels. Here's Nate. He's selling. We got him 116 sales to make $18,000 last year for his real estate business. So he's getting people to invest in investment properties. So we're running ads to get people to fill out an application so he can close them over the phone in real estate investment properties that he's doing. And then the Shalene Johnson. Jesse was responsible for helping us turn our Facebook campaign around. We were spending around $2.50 per conversion. He helped us get that down to $1.25 and double our reach. And we got 600% more sales and reached new people, cold traffic. Okay, that was during her launch. We were able to cut her costs in half, and we were able to reach so many more people. And she did her biggest launch she ever did. It was $3.6 million. Okay, so thank you. All right. And I found from working with Brendan and Shalene and all the people that I work with that they focus on 4 things. So you guys want to hear about those now? All right, so I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here. And the biggest thing is they all had high ticket offers. And that's what I learned, the big $500,000 lesson. My client didn't have high ticket offers that were proven, that were successful, because my clients, like Brendan Burchard, for example, you go to his event, what does he do? He gets you to an event. He sells you a $10,000 certification program, certified high performance coaching. You go there. He's got like 600 people at that event that paid $10,000 to be there. He also has private clients, over $250K, even $1 million clients. And he makes 85% of his money from high ticket offers. So yeah, if you invest to get people to buy a book, you got to transcend them all the way to the top for your high ticket offers. So, and the one thing that I see from somebody like a Brendan Burchard is their high ticket offers, he's always working on them. Every week he's thinking about how he can improve. And I like to look at this example. How many of you guys have an iPhone 1? Nobody, right? But the iPhone 1 was the best phone of all time when it was out, right? Like the iPod and then the iPhone. But they're always innovating. They're always improving. They're always coming up with new offers. Like I just got an iMac Pro last year, $10,000 computer, so I can edit 4K and 8K videos, right? Like I got to stay ahead of the curve. So they keep innovating and creating new things that are more and more high-ticket offers, okay? So in our space, there's a lot of different offers here. I'm just going to throw them up there, all of them. So, if you have an expert business or an influencer business, then these are the different categories of offers, and then you can create like subcategories and all different types of stuff. And this is how my clients, when I talk to them, they start out, they have 3 offers, and in about a week, they have 26 offers. So I map out this whole thing, and this is how we're going to structure it on your calendar. You're not going to start doing it until you start selling it. And when you start selling it, you're going to have enough money that you could hire other people to do it, or you're going to do it, but it's worth it to you because it fits into your calendar. Okay, so that's how we structure it. Okay? So they're always working on high ticket because that's where most of the profit is. And if you don't have really good of that, if you have really good of that, then you know if you start running ads, you're going to figure it out, okay? Yeah. And I'm going to answer questions at the end. Can you just write that down, and I'll come back to it just so we can keep the flow going, because out of respect for the event, you know? So the next thing is creating emotional messaging, okay? Because people buy based on emotion. They don't buy based on logic. And they don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. Okay, if you did what you needed, you'd go to the gym every day. You'd eat healthy every single day, because that's what you need, right? But if, like for me, I worked out every day when I was growing up because I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to look cool at school, and I wanted to be in shape and show off. Like that was like my mindset when I was in high school. Like I want to get girls and go, look cool on Saturday night when I'm playing, like I'm being honest with you guys. Okay if I'm being honest a little bit? So yeah. Sorry. So yeah. People buy based on emotion, so you got to give them what they need and create what they need with that offer, and then you got to sell them what they want. Does that make sense for you guys? Okay, so you do that through creating really strong emotional stories and emotional messaging. So I recommend coming up with 10 stories that you can tell and make videos about and make compelling videos and content on social media, and then put that in front of your people to attract them in, okay? So that's one of the things we work on. And Tony Robbins does this better than anybody. You go to his event, and everybody's jumping around, they're playing music, and everybody's getting all excited. So they're like super high up here in the emotion, and then he brings you all the way down here, and he talks about your childhood and how you're going to overcome your fears and limiting beliefs and all that stuff, right? And then he makes you an offer that's going to help you overcome all that stuff. So he takes you through the gamut of emotions, and then he makes an offer, okay? And then you want to attract customers who believe in themselves. They want you to win, because if they believe in themselves, then they're going to invest with you, okay? So it's not about like the demographics of where they live and how old they are. It's more about, do they believe in themselves, and then do they want you to win too? If you're around people that want you to win, like I wouldn't be here if I didn't think, we could win together right now. Like I want you guys to win so bad. Like I'm just going to give you everything I got right now. Okay, I got to raise my game up and get back and get in this, right? So I want you guys to win, and that's what I recommend. Find people that really want you to win and latch onto those people, because they're going to help you just go up and up and up, okay? And then you want to find people that actually have money and that can afford to work with you, okay? So you find those groups of people and those different demographics, and then your marketing will start becoming a lot easier, okay? So Brendan Burchard was that for me. He's like, I want to put you on stage. I want to help you sell your products. I want to pay you guys what you're really worth. He really helped us out, in that way, and he taught so much. I mean, I wouldn't even be a speaker right now if it wasn't for watching him and being with him. So I owe so much to the guy, and he's definitely changed my life. Okay, then you need to create systems that generate online and offline leads, but not just online and offline leads. There's two different specific kinds of leads. There's phone call leads, so people that you can get on the phone, a Zoom call, or you're going to do in person or on the phone, so you can sell your high-ticket stuff. Or you want to get on stages, whether it's online or offline, and an online stage could be an email campaign, like Matt was talking about yesterday, which was blowing my mind. He's like, this is like, you're going through this process of sending out emails, or you're creating social media, you're doing webinars, or you have a Facebook page, or whatever it is. That's an online stage. So if you treat everything like a stage, and you're figuring out how to tell your story in a compelling way that captures people's attention, then you're going to be able to present your offer to them, and it's going to stick and work. Okay? So these are the four main things that I work with my clients on, and I create systems to do this. So it's on the phone, and it's on stages. And all the top influencers do it. If you look at the people on this list, there's athletes, there's speakers, there's people with TV shows, there's Drake, musician, there's Gary Vee speaking on a bunch of stages, and then Leonardo DiCaprio in the movies. So what do all these people have? They have stages, and they're sitting down with their agent and big companies, and they're signing big deals, doing high-ticket sales through phone meetings and interviews in person until they sign a huge check, and then they're also going on stage and performing. And that's where they grow. That's where all the growth is happening. So if you just focus on those two areas, I'm big on just figuring out where do I focus my time, and then once I figure that out, then how do I just do more of that? How do I line up more opportunities for that? How do I get more leads for that? How do I get better leads for that? And how do I create systems to create that? And these people have done it at the highest level. So now that I told you guys these 4 things, and you can see how it relates there, how many of you guys think you can start doing some of that stuff? Like, I know you probably are doing it, that's why you're here, but now we come to find ourselves in a fork in the road, okay? Now, do we create the systems of diminishing returns like I did, to where it's unorganized, you don't have a real system, you don't have a dashboard, you don't know where you're going? And my clients and people that I work with in the industry standards, to create a profitable offer deck, I charge $1,000, okay? Copywriters on a monthly basis or a couple months could easily cost you $10,000. Building your brand could easily cost you $5,000. Emails and autoresponders, easily $5,000 a month if you have somebody really good running that for you, okay? It's like a full-time employee in the U.S. Okay, Zapier and other software, $1,000 a month. Organic content, if you're going to hire someone to do content for you, if it's really good, it's going to be easily over $5,000 a month. And then paid advertising, over $5,000 a month, okay? So these are high numbers. So what if you don't have that much to get started, which most people don't? They're not making money yet. So that's why I created a solution for you guys. Okay, you probably see me wearing this goofy t-shirt. Well, I've been working really hard on this software over the last 6 months that I'm going to share with you guys right now. Is it okay if I share it with you? Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, so my partner came to me with this idea. He actually booked a call on my LinkedIn, and he has been working on this software for 7 years, okay, overseas in Europe. And he wanted to show it to me. So I was really excited to check it out. And he's like, we have 13 world-class developers, and I want to launch this in the U.S. And with your credibility and all the people that you've been working with, and your ability to do videos and the launches that you're doing and all this stuff, I want to team up with you. I want you to be the face of this and launch this. And he's like, I've been working on this and put over $3 million into developing this platform, okay? So I created this brand, and we created a website, and this is the homepage of our site. And, we created it with the software. And right now, we currently have 4,000 active users. We're processing 100 million a year. So the percentage of the amount of users we have to how much the users are processing is actually pretty good if you compare it to other platforms out there. And we have 120,000 affiliates in our system because we have our own affiliate dashboard. And we're doing over 20 million emails a week. So every single week, 20 million emails are going out with the platform. Now, I was like, okay, this is great, but there's other platforms out there that do this stuff. So I'm like, we gotta do the best in the world. Like, I don't like doing anything, half-assed. I want to go all the way. So I came up with a vision that I'm going to share with you guys right now on what we're going to do moving forward with this software. Okay, so I want to be able to take people like me in their garage, living with their dad, to build a company and then an empire. Okay. So that's my vision. And this could be people or this could be brands. Okay, I'm creating a dashboard right now that you can run your whole business out of one thing. It's not going to be easy. I'm actually going to need your help. There's a lot of people in this room. You guys are leaders, okay? You guys are leaders in this industry. That my vision is right here. Okay, I want to be able to create the strategy behind how this all works and help people use the software to get their strategy figured out. Okay, their niche, their messaging, their targeting, like their offers, everything that we talked about today. That's like their strategy side of it, right? So the 4 things that we went over is that. And then I want to be able to help them plug in their branding into the system. So you tell the system everything about your messaging, your offers, and your targeting, and all the most important things. You plug it in the system, okay? Then we got to get all your branding dialed in. Okay, you need your logos, your fonts, your colors, all the patterns, all your icons, like everything that you see like in my brand and stuff. Like we create a full brand deck for a client, okay? So that's what we do first. So we put all the branding into the system. And then we create all the automation, okay? So everything that you need, emails and sales processes and chatbot sequences, and everything you could possibly think of. Online courses, we already have online courses. And then you start driving traffic, okay? So now you start creating content and paid ads, which is what I'm really good at. I want to be able to help people manage it all in one spot, all 4 of these things. And there's people in this room that can be part of this. You guys could be the face of something like this. I'm looking at this not as I'm going to do everything and this is just my project. Like, that's not going to happen. If we want to be the Amazon of this, I'm going to need other people to come in and contribute and be part of this massive vision and to get business from this and make just as much money as I would make from it as a platform, okay? So this is what we're going to focus on, these 11 things in the dashboard. So if anybody can contribute, you have ideas or anything, like that's what I need. I need people using this to give ideas, but also being a part of it to say, I want to help you design that part of it. Because we can't create the Amazon of digital marketing if we don't work together with a bunch of bright minds, okay? So that's my vision. I'm not trying to just be up here like, guys, just sign up for this because I want to be this. No, I'm saying let's do it together. And that's what I'm all about. And if we're going to put all this stuff together, like really do it, like we're all going to have to work together and make it happen. So this is InfluencerSoft 2.0, okay? In 18 months, we're going to be doing all this stuff on the platform. Mark my words on that. And this is going to help us generate massive new subscribers, generate massive clicks, and increase earnings per click, okay? I got that one from Matt yesterday, but that's what we do. I texted my partner when he was speaking. I was actually sitting right back there where she is, and I said, all right, so what are we doing to do these 3 things right now? And he mentioned, like all the different things that we're doing right now. So this is version 1 right now. If you look at this wheel, I know it's a little hard to see, but everything on this inside here, the 8 things right there, we're doing right now. Okay? In the next 18 months, with the help of you guys and people like you and just getting on stages and getting affiliate partners and us running ads and getting the word out and getting this thing launched, in 18 months, we're going to start rolling out all of that stuff on the outside. Okay? So we're going to be doing everything that we need to do with those 11 things. Okay, so right now this is what the dashboard looks like inside. And when somebody signs up, they can click on the different processes here, and then it takes them through prompts to show them how to set everything up. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. And here, this is where you create your products. So you're going to go and you're going to add a product, and then you start clicking on it and then going in. And then you're going to set up your entire product, like how you're going to do the compensation for whoever's going to sell it. And then there's a whole bunch of prompts up at the top, so you can just set up all the information about each product. okay? And then you set up your payment processor. You can integrate really easily and set up Stripe or PayPal, and we're actually going to have our own merchant solution that's going to be a lot cheaper than that because, interchange is at like 1.6%, and we're going to be charging about 2.3%. And that way, we're also going to have some skin in the game helping you with your business. So, instead of us just sending you to Stripe, and then Stripe makes all the money, that's why my partner's been so successful, because he's actually making like 0.3% on every single transaction that he's doing right now. So he has some skin in the game when he's helping his clients, and he cares about their business because we're all profiting and working together. Okay? So then you just add your domain, you create all your websites and all your sales process. Here's our drag and drop builder, where you can just easily figure out what you want to put, and then you can create your mobile version, your desktop versions, and all that. And then you can create your online courses, look similar to this, and you use the same drag and drop style, so you could put anything you want on the courses, and we're going to have all the templates in there, so you're going to be able to use everything really easily. And I just designed this template based on my Kajabi course. And then you create all your email broadcasts, and then right now we have a visual email builder similar to like Entreport and ActiveCampaign. So you can go and build all your sequences and triggers and conditions and, based on actions and all that kind of stuff. So we have that right now. It works really well. And then you could also see all your leads in the CRM. And you can also schedule all your email follow-ups similar to MailChimp. So it's really like if you just want to do the simple version, you don't want to do the visual process builder, you can just do the very simple one, and you can still do you can still make it action-based when you do it. Okay, and then we have our affiliate portal, so you can keep track of all your affiliates, give everybody their banner ads and all their email swipes, and keep track of paying people and easily pay them with PayPal or Stripe or through their bank account, and just do it in one click. And then right now we have a help desk where you can put in all your questions, and then it takes you through all the steps to show you how to do things if you don't know how to use the platform. So we have all that. That's already done. And what's coming in 2020 by December, the end of December, this is the big thing right here, okay? And I know I'm out of time, so I'll just keep rolling quick. But this is the visual funnel. And what we're going to do is we're going to make templates so you can put your whole thing in, visualize it so it's not just like stacked on top of each other where you don't know what's going on. Now you're going to be able to put everything all in one place, and then we're going to color code it. If it's green, that means it's performing well, okay? If not, you're going to click on it. We're going to tell you what you need to do to fix it, because the KPI numbers and all the metrics, we're going to give you suggestions on what's not performing well, based on heat map data and any kind of other data that we can find that we can track, similar to Wistia or any of these other platforms. So the ones that aren't performing well are going to be orange or red or yellow, and the ones that are performing well are going to be green. And then we're also going to be allowing you to schedule all your content and all of your ads, create your ads. So I'm going to show you how to create ads, and we're going to take you through steps and actually have an ad builder and a scheduler. So now you can see where people are coming in, because the first part of your sales process is actually your content and your ads, and you're going to be able to see how that's performing all the way through the process, okay? So it's pretty exciting, right? Yeah. Yeah, so this is like the combination of a couple different softwares out there, but we're putting it all into one and making it function so it's easier for you to understand, and then just pulling it all together. All right, so we're creating the Amazon of this space for businesses, entrepreneurs, influencers, and brands. And I'm going to ask you a question right now. Would you be willing to invest one time what you're already paying yearly to get all of our best stuff? Would you guys be willing to do that? Like right now, what you're paying for software. How much are you guys paying for software right now, if you don't mind me asking you? If you could just say it.
I pay almost 600 with everything combined.
Yeah. So 600. What? Anybody else? Nothing? Yeah. What's that? Every single month. Like, how much are you paying monthly for software right now? Okay, so $500. So we'll just say 500 on average, right? Okay. So would you be willing to invest one time what you're paying a month if you could get an entire dashboard forever that's going to do this? I want you to ask yourself that right now. And you're going to have ongoing upgrades and updates and just be able to keep everything current. And as we just keep rolling out even more features and working with other influencers and getting them in to be case studies and get all the kinks out, and you're going to benefit from that and never have to pay another fee, okay? So for just $3,588 to get lifetime access to everything, that's what it's worth, okay? So if you got all the features that we went over today, you'd be paying about $3,588 per year, okay? About $300 a month. You said $500, but we're saying, I'll cut it down to $299 just to be conservative here, okay? Because I like to be conservative with my values that I'm going to give you. Okay, plus I'm going to give you 1 year access to my group coaching. That's a $597 value. And I'm going to give you my latest digital course. That's 10 modules. That's a $297 value. And I'm also going to give you access for free without having to pay anything, because they're going to be paying $297 to get the 2.3% transaction fee versus 2.9 with Stripe. If you use our merchant solution, you'll be able to use that without having to pay anything. Okay, so that's a $2,000 a year value. And if you're transacting and spending a lot of money or getting a lot of money through the system, that'll be way more than $2,000 in value. Okay, so that's $2,894 in bonuses. And I'm also going to give you my fan page funnel blueprint. I did an $800,000 launch in 2016. It's all my best strategies for building sales processes and running ads with Facebook. I could have sold that for $2,000. I sold it for $1,000 during our launch, and we did $800,000 in sales during that launch to this product. Okay, so it is really good. We put a lot of effort into it. I spent over 6 months developing the product and about 6 months marketing it. Okay, so it was a year project, and it was the biggest launch I ever did. Plus, we'll give you access to our Facebook group, and that is, that's a priceless. This is a priceless offer, guys. I'm giving you the best thing I could possibly give you, and it's just one payment of $3,580. No, it's actually just $497. So what you're paying a month right now, this is the offer. We passed out the forms. If you guys want, go ahead and join this movement and what we're doing. And I would love to lock arms with you guys and also work with you. And the only thing I ask you, though, because this offer, it is crazy offer because we're not going to be able to keep this around. Just help us spread the word, tell people about this. And, I want to get enough feedback between now and May to really be able to get all the bugs out, the kinks out, and make this the flagship Amazon-style platform, okay? So, and if you're ready to go, you can fill out the form, that's cool, or you can text Lifetime to 619-304-9138. So you can do that too. Yeah, and I'll be happy to answer questions. I'm out of time, so I feel like horrible, but so you get a 30-day money-back guarantee, and yeah.
Put your hands together for Jesse, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse.
All right.
Rock it, brother.
Yeah.